Allison, and this is Minor Sports Center. Today, I'm very disappointed because there was an Oregon versus Boise State game, and the score ended up 19-8 in Boise State's favor, and for some reason, a player named LaGarrette
Blount
messed up the whole game because he threw a punch on a player after the game. That just shows bad sportsmanship. What do you think of that, Miles?
I mean, it's sickening because this was a okay game, 19-8, not very close, but it was fine. It was a good game. But this just shows the lack of discipline and character that LaGarrette Blount had. LaGarrette Blount, I want you to know, don't come back. I never want to see you in an NCAA uniform. I definitely don't want to see you in an NFL uniform. And I sure as don't ever want to see you in arena football. I cannot stand you. This was a good game. I was watching this with my little brother. And then after you threw that punch, what does that teach the kids out there? To punch people when they lose? Come on, man. Come on.
And then, how does that make their program sound? Oregon. How does that make them sound? It makes it seem like they're just recruiting anybody off the streets.
Yeah. It seems like they got some thug.
Me personally, I think that he should, after a year or so, he's probably not going to have scholarship anymore. I mean, I hate that for him, but that's what he gets. You don't just throw a punch at somebody. They're not even looking. Usually you just give them a shove.
I mean, the Boise State player did give him a little, pat on the back shove. It wasn't really nothing. I viewed it as like a pat on the back, though. I didn't view it as a disrespectful form of, and like that. He was basically taunting him. But LaGarrette Blount, I hope that you lose your scholarship. I just really hope the worst for you.
I hate to say that because I still think he deserves his education, but it's just, you don't punch another player. You don't just punch him, not with his helmet off, and on top of that, he backs up like he's ready to fight everybody else, and then he hits his teammate in the face.
Yeah, how dare you? You have ruined the Oregon name for the time being. The great University of Oregon never had problems like this, and you have to ruin it? Come on, man. Sickening. Come on.
And then on top of that, who actually punches somebody else in college football? Usually it's a shove, then shove you back, then the referee breaks it up. You don't punch somebody. This ain't a street ball. This is a National College Association.
This just shows...
Do stuff like that. That's what gets you kicked out of school.
This just shows his lack of home training. You get a free education, free everything, and what do? You punch a guy in the head. Selfish. I can't even talk about this no more. It's hard. It's really hard to talk about.
Still a lot of animosity on the field, not between teams, but between teammates.
It all started with Blount right there. He should be ejected for next week. And if I'm Chip Kelly, he may be ejected longer than that right there.
LaGarrette Blount nailing Byron Hout right on the chin. We saw Oregon players fighting amongst themselves, too. Blount nailing Hout. That is unconscionable, reprehensible behavior. There's no excuse. No excuse for that.
And Mark, think about, we started this football game with a symbolic handshake to start the college football season on good sportsmanship. That is unbelievable right there.
It would come as no surprise if LaGarrette Blount isn't sanctioned for the next game or ensuing games. And he is still almost out of control right now. And now police and other security have come in to try and calm down LaGarrette Blount, the starting tailback for Oregon.
We talk about great marketing for Oregon and how they sell their program in different ways. This is the opposite of that.
This is a young man, remember, that was suspended and kicked out of the first practice of the summer by his head coach for behavioral issues. Coaches had told us in our meetings earlier that LaGarrette Blount had transformed himself into a more mature player.
What happens if you're Oregon, Mark? You can not only lose a game tonight, you can lose your entire season on a display like this tonight.
Here's how it all transpired. Well, that appears to be a little bit of taunting.
Sure.
But it does not
based on his quote that he gave of what he was going to do to Boise.
It looks like coach is trying to take Hout out of the way after saying something obviously to Blount. A night that started with a sportsmanship initiative, shaking hands at midfield prior to the game, ends with this indelible image. LaGarrette Blount, hearing it from the fans here at Bronco Stadium. And then Scott Frost, one of the Oregon coaches, having to restrain Blount from going after them. This after Blount struck Byron Hout with a punch to the jaw. There's Scott Frost, one of the Oregon coaches, holding Blount back. Here's how it all started right there. He snuck him with a right hand.
Okay, that's enough of Minor Sports Center at the moment. That was our breaking news. I can't really talk right now. Peace.
Marcus, check this out.